Welcome to Honeybee, real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. Sometimes the smallest choices can change your entire life. If I hadn't gone home that Tuesday afternoon, I might still be living a lie, still married to someone who was secretly betraying me under my own roof. My name is Nathan, and this is the story of how a work presentation I almost skipped ended up saving me from a marriage built on dishonesty. When I first met Carla, she had just walked away from what she described as a toxic relationship. Her ex was controlling and emotionally abusive, the kind of man who made her doubt her own judgment and self-worth. He'd cut her off from friends, torn down her career ambitions, and convinced her she wasn't capable of making her own decisions. That relationship dragged on for nearly 3 years, and by the time she finally left him, Carla was drained, suspicious, and wary of every man she met. She temporarily moved back in with her parents, focused on rebuilding her graphic design business, and tried to piece her confidence back together. When we first started talking, I could see she had locked herself behind emotional walls that felt impossible to break through. Every interaction felt like she was waiting for me to slip up, to prove I had some hidden agenda or controlling nature like her ex. When I asked for her number after our first conversation, she told me she wasn't dating anyone and needed to focus on herself. Even when I suggested grabbing coffee as friends, she gently explained she was still healing and didn't want complications. But there was something about Carla that made me want to show her not all men were like the one who hurt her. I didn't pressure her or push my way in. Instead, I proved through consistent actions that I was different. I'd stop by the coffee shop she liked, casually asking about her work without expecting anything back. Carla was cautious, but she would talk to me. I listened when she vented about tough clients or challenges with rebuilding her business, offering encouragement without trying to fix her problems or tell her what to do. I made it clear I respected her independence and had no interest in controlling her life. Eventually, she gave me her number and we kept in touch. Over the next few months, she slowly started to lower her guard. Piece by piece, Carla's walls began to come down. She shared stories about her childhood, her dreams for her business, and her fears about trusting someone again. When she finally opened up to me completely, it felt like a breakthrough. After about 4 months of friendship, Carla was ready to give us a real chance, and it was worth every moment of patience. When she let me into her heart, I felt like I'd just won the lottery. Carla was everything I wanted: smart, creative, independent, and breathtakingly beautiful. She worked hard, and I admired her strength, determination, and ability to rise after everything she had endured. I believed she felt the same about me. She often said I made her feel safe and valued, that our relationship showed her what healthy love looked like. After a year of dating, with both of our family's blessings, we got married in a small, intimate ceremony. It felt like perfect timing, not rushed, not dragged out, just right. Carla had healed from her past and seemed ready to build a future with someone she could trust. I believe we shared the same values about loyalty, honesty, and commitment. To me, Carla was my partner for life, the person I wanted to share everything with. Good news, bad days, random thoughts, and big dreams. I made sure to balance my career as a marketing analyst with spending quality time at home. Most nights, I'd be home by 6 p.m. so we could cook dinner together, watch movies, and talk about our day. For the first 3 years, everything seemed perfect. We had plans for the future, including starting a family, and I truly thought what we were building would last forever. Then came the Tuesday afternoon that shattered everything. That morning had started like any other. I was finalizing a big presentation for a group of potential clients, a project that could mean major revenue for our company. I'd worked on it for weeks, carefully preparing charts and projections, all saved on my personal flash drive. Around 1 p.m., as I got ready to head to the conference room for the 3 p.m. meeting, I realized my flash drive wasn't in my laptop bag. Panic hit me. I searched my desk, my briefcase, my pockets. Nothing. Then I remembered I'd been working on the slides at home the night before. I must have left the flash drive in my home office computer. I didn't bother calling Carla to tell her I was coming. I planned to be in and out quickly. My plan was simple: drive home, grab the flash drive, and get back before the meeting started. I drove the familiar route home, mind focused only on the presentation. But when I pulled into our street, I saw a black SUV I didn't recognize parked right outside our house. Instead of pulling into the driveway like usual, I parked a little farther away, curious who might be visiting Carla. She sometimes hosted work meetings or had friends over during the day, so I didn't think much of it. I unlocked the door and walked into the living room, and everything stopped. Carla was on the sofa, passionately kissing a man I had never seen before. Their clothes were scattered across the floor. I froze, completely stunned. This wasn't a business meeting. This was my wife, the woman I had promised my life to, cheating on me in our home, on the couch where we'd shared so many memories. When they finally noticed me standing there, they scrambled apart. The man fumbled for his shirt while Carla grabbed her clothes, both of them looking terrified. Carla immediately started pleading. Say it was a mistake, that she hadn't planned for it to happen, that she could explain everything if I just listened. But I couldn't speak. My throat was tight, my mind blank except for the image of them together. I walked straight to my office, unplugged my flash drive, put it in my pocket, and walked out of the house without saying a single word. Back at work, I moved through the rest of the day in a haze. My body was on autopilot as I delivered the presentation, answered questions, and pretended to be fine. My boss noticed something was off. He kept glancing at me with concern. When the day ended, I couldn't bring myself to go home. I stayed late, working on meaningless tasks, avoiding what waited for me there. It wasn't until my boss came by and saw me still at my desk that he told me to pack up and follow him. He drove us to a quiet bar nearby, where we sat down in a corner booth. He asked me straight out what was wrong. And right there, I broke down. I told him everything. How I went home, found Carla with another man, how she begged me to forgive her. I told him how much I had loved her, how hard I'd worked to earn her trust, how I thought we had something unbreakable, and how her betrayal had shattered all of it. My boss didn't interrupt. He just listened, nodding occasionally, letting me get everything out. When I finally stopped talking, he asked me what I planned to do next. Would I try to fix things with Carla? File for divorce? I told him honestly that I had no idea. I couldn't think beyond what I had seen on that sofa. He reminded me that no matter what, I was the one in control of my future. I could let this destroy me, or I could choose what happened next. Then he shared his own story about betrayal, how he had been devoted to a woman who cheated on him before he got the chance to propose. That experience, he admitted, had kept him from ever marrying. He told me he wasn't asking me to follow his path, just that I had the power to choose mine. That night, his words gave me some clarity. When I got home, Carla was waiting for me with a carefully prepared speech. She swore the affair was just a moment of weakness, that she loved me, that she would do anything to rebuild my trust. But I said nothing. I had no words. Over the next few days, I quietly contacted a divorce lawyer and started the process. I stopped speaking to Carla, stopped responding to her pleas and apologies, and slept in the guest room until I could move forward legally. Within a few months, the divorce was finalized. Carla didn't fight it. The truth is, I could never forgive what she did, not just the cheating, but the fact that she did it in our home, in the space we built together. That betrayal cut too deep. Looking back now, I still believe in love. I still believe I can find someone trustworthy. But I'll never again stay with someone who could betray me like that and expect me to believe it meant nothing. Strangely enough, I'm grateful I forgot that flash drive. If I hadn't gone home that day, I might have lived in that lie for months or years. Sometimes, the worst day of your life ends up saving you. Carla's actions showed me who she truly was when no one was watching, not the version she presented to me. Now, I'm rebuilding my life with clearer boundaries, stronger values, and a better sense of what I will and won't accept. I'm not bitter, just wiser. My boss and I still talk sometimes over drinks. He's become more than just a boss. He's a mentor and a friend who guided me through the darkest time of my life. The biggest lesson I learned is simple. When someone shows you their true colors, believe them. Carla showed me exactly who she was, and that told me everything I needed to know about our future. My marriage to Carla may have been short, but it taught me invaluable lessons about trust, loyalty, and the kind of love I deserve. Time has given me perspective, and I know I made the right choice by walking away. That forgotten flash drive changed everything, but it ultimately set me free.